Podcast. I'm DJ DNA, and today we got my guy in the building, the Kung Fu DJ. What up, bruh?
Man, feeling real good, man. Super honored to be here. Thankful to be here. I really appreciate you, man, for having me on.
Absolutely, man. How's everything?
Good, man. Working on a dream. You know what I'm saying? Learning a lot right now about DJing, even though I've been a DJ for 22 years, man.
Okay, see, we was talking before, and you had asked me how long I've been DJing. I've been DJing almost 20 years. I'm at like 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
I say almost 20 because if you owe me $20 and you say, listen, man, I only got $16, I'm gonna take it.
Yes.
I'm gonna take it. So yeah, almost 20 years for me too, man.
That's good. It's powerful. And you know what I love, man, is you can just always learn something, especially now with social media, man. That just open up the floodgates of information and education. Of course, you got to be mindful of what you're listening to, but yeah, man.
For sure. Yo, and that's one thing. I fell in love with DJing a few times in my life.
Ooh, tell me about that.
So the first time was the first time. You know what I mean? I got into it. It was actually, I had a CD. It was like a CD boombox, and it had a crossfader. This was back when like Frostware, LimeWire days. You know what I mean? We had the CDs. I'd have one CD with acapellas, the other CD with instrumentals, and I'm literally just Hood Hop by J. mixing songs together and
Hood Hop. Yeah, man, I forgot about that song.
Yeah. So that was honestly the first love. Just doing it. Well, I'm lying. I'm straight lying. Cause Juice, the movie Juice.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, they had the DJ battles in there. So, you know, I was always intrigued by that. But then hands-on, the CD boombox. That was the first time I fell in love with DJing. And then I got my first controller.
Ooh, cool.
Like a real controller, and then I fell in love with it. And then just, you know, beat matching, learning how to beat match. I fell in love with it again because, you know, even like the culture of DJing, they weren't blending seamlessly back in the day.
Oh no, slamming with creativity, you know what I'm saying?
Sure, right. So
wordplay.
Yep, exactly. So learning how to beat match was another fall in love. And then, you know, I say probably like 2 years ago, no, actually like 4 years ago, I fell in love with DJing again because I jumped on TikTok.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean? That's where I met you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fast forward a little bit. We're gonna go back to TikTok, and then I fell in love with it again because I learned on a controller, and now I have turntables. So learning how to DJ on turntables and moving platters, I fell in love with it again because I was like trash when I jumped on vinyl.
Yo, man, that's something I haven't really touched in my whole career, man. You know, I've DJed a little bit, but yeah, I've always been on a controller. Actually, I learned how to DJ off of CDs, playing on these dual CD players, the Denon. So I guess I gotta give a little backstory. I started in the DJ industry in the North Shore of Chicago, working as a mobile DJ, specializing in bar and bat mitzvahs and weddings and school dances and children's birthday parties. So I started in that industry February 2003, and was doing that. And I'm like, yo, so I started off as a dancer actually. And then I'm like, yo, look at these cats. You know, I saw MCs. So people on the microphone, you know, in front of everybody saying, throw your hands up, follow me.
Hype man.
Yeah, hype man stuff. But beyond that, like hype man and jazzercise, right? Because you're not just hyping up the crowd, but you're like encouraging everyone to follow along with specific dance moves. So I saw that and I was like, yo, I can do that. And so quickly picked up the mic after, a couple of months working in the industry. And then I was like, you know what? I should learn how to DJ too. Because I feel like the more you know, the more valuable you are.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, let me learn how to DJ. And man, the rest is history with that, man. I still do that same gig today here in Chicago.
I see your footage, good brother. You definitely lit. And I get somebody actually reached out recently to do a bar mitzvah, and I'm not familiar with it. You know what I mean? I know how it goes. I know that there's dancers and there's the MC and there's literally like a timeline
Yep.
of things. It's just super traditional, right? So,
Yeah, it's
but
very
I reach out to someone else.
yep.
You know what I mean? We do it together, but
Yeah.
like I'm not super in tune with that. What would you say to someone who's trying to get into doing events like that?
Oh, I would go and shadow a company
Sure.
that does it, right? Like no need to dive into that realm and figure it out on the fly. No, I would go to another city, or if you got a local DJ company, in your area that specializes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if you come to Chicago, you go to New York, you'll find people really throwing down in that arena. Um, yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I still enjoy it very, very much.
No, I can tell, man. You're very outgoing. Um, the way we met on TikTok, I think I'm scrolling TikTok and then I come across your page
Yeah,
and I seen you drumming
yeah,
while you were DJing and I was like captivated. I was like,
man.
I gotta get noticed, man. You know what I mean? I love connecting with people, seeing people do stuff that I can't do, especially when they're taking what I do and putting their own thing on it. I definitely want to be a part of it. I'm always throwing events. So networking is huge for me. But um, I jumped in your live. I think you followed me back, and
Yeah,
then you would pop in my live, and then
yeah,
we would just go back and forth, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, TikTok, man, that was a real eye opener, game changer for me, and I don't really go live much anymore, man, but I need to. I see the power in it, like how many followers you have. I've been kind of stagnant at like
I see you. You
19,
almost at 20,000.
man, but I see I had it and it dropped down. I'm like, this is just because I'm not going live. But
Consistency. It's definitely consistency.
like anything, man. I mean, if you're consistent with anything, brother, it will work.
Absolutely.
It'll work.
Absolutely. I just had a friend in here and we were talking and he's like 28 days straight. If you do something for 28 days, it'll change your life. If you go to the gym for 28 days,
Oh, sure.
you know what I mean?
Building a habit.
You're building habits. Yeah.
Turn
So
this
no, I
into a
totally believe in that.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful.
Before
That's
TikTok, were you doing any other streaming?
no, no. So, yeah, let me back up and tell you how Kung Fu DJ was created. So I had been a mobile DJ for some time, and I was on a trip with some family members, and we were in Hawaii. And I felt good about myself. I lift weight. I work out often. I'm a martial artist for real. That's a question.
We definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm for real a martial artist. That's probably like the number one question I get from people when they meet me. They're like, "Okay, Kung Fu DJ, do you really know Kung Fu?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm a second degree black belt instructor at my school, at the same school that I started at over 20 years ago.
Right.
So I'm in Hawaii, family trip, jump roping, lifting weights, practicing martial arts. So I'm in good shape. But the one thing I don't do is run. Okay. So I'm
Right.
I'm running around sprinting, playing frisbee. And I took off running and I heard this loud pop and I fell to the ground and I'm like, yo, who threw a baseball at the back of my leg?
No.
Yeah, man. I ruptured my Achilles tendon real real bad injury. I did not realize how bad it was until I actually got back home, got the MRI, went to the surgeon. He's like, I'm like, yo, so I got events next week. Like, how long is this going to take for me to bounce back? And dude said a year. I was like,
Mm.
a year to
You
recover?
ain't no Adrian Peterson. Dang.
Devastated, my man. I was devastated. And so I was playing, I play on the Chicago Bears drum line. I'm a snare drummer.
Yes, I actually got that in my notes, good brother.
Yeah, that's what's up. You doing your homework. And at the time I played for the Bulls drum line. And that year, 2020, I I missed out on the playing for the All-Star game that was here in Chicago. You know, just busted, sitting on the sidelines, watching my friends jam. Anyway, and then I was just coming back in a boot, doing mitzvahs, like faking the funk, having my dancers and my colleagues kind of like stand in front of me to cover the boot. And
Right.
I did 3 parties, and then the shutdown happened, man. COVID happened. But when I look back, man, and I think about COVID, it was definitely a blessing in disguise, man. I I got to sit back and heal versus be on that leg and try to work and push it, and probably I would have injured myself further.
You're a
But
pretty healthy dude, man. You know what I mean? I see, mind and body. I see you promote stuff, healthy living. So
yeah,
I'm
man, I'm working
sure
on this
I'm
green
sh-
juice right here.
right. I'm sure that sped up that process a little bit.
I I felt that my my life was taken away from me twice. The injury, I was like, oh man, I can't. I had 2 babies under 3, so not being able to carry around them, and just everything I do is on my feet.
Right.
Participating in the drum lines, martial arts, dancing,
Right.
going to work, everything, man. So uh, I had to rebuild my leg. I had complete atrophy in my left leg, like, and for someone that prides himself on like keeping the muscle up,
Right.
and then watching my leg get to nothing, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And as I started to relearn how to walk, man, I mean, I'm talking just tiny,
The easiest.
tiny
Right.
steps. So I had to rebuild my body. I had to rebuild my mind, and in doing that, a year later, January 21, is when I'm like, okay, TikTok. You can go live on TikTok. Man, I'm missing DJing. I wonder if I can DJ on TikTok. But what do I call myself?
So you didn't even have a name because you was with the dancers emceeing. You
As
hadn't
myself,
you
Jalen
hadn't
Brown.
you hadn't picked up a controller yet.
Um, no, I think I picked up my own personal equipment just to do TikTok.
Fire.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, streaming. This is a thing. Seeing other DJs do that. I'm like, man, I can do this. And like I said, because of COVID, I was missing entertaining so bad, DNA. I was missing it so bad. I was missing, like, I live for putting smiles on people's faces.
Get it.
And that's what we do, as DJs, man, especially as entertainers. Our job, my belief is our job is to take people away from their everyday. You know, let
Absolutely.
give them a moment to forget about all this stuff that they got going on. And
The pandemic was the perfect time for that.
to I saw that and I was like, first of all, I had to pick myself up And if I can do it, you could do it. Let me encourage you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me. And
Absolutely.
that's where I was like, wait, I'm here to lift you up.
I get it, man. I am super positive in my lives. I tell people
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I wish they I hope and wish that they find money. Like it's to that point, right? Just uplifting people any way that I can. Um I don't allow negative talk in my life. I don't speak politics.
No.
If you want that type of stuff, you're gonna have to get that. There's so many other outlets where you can go and get that. So I agree with you 100% with the uplifting people in our lives, and we don't know who they are.
My brother, when I was going strong on TikTok, going live, I was going live like 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week, because I had nothing else to do.
The best.
Right.
It was the best. That was the best time.
It was awesome. I mean, and I would go live for just an hour, and it would be like from 10 to 11 my time here in Chicago. And I remember, dude, sometimes seeing 1,500 people in the live and being like, I can't believe that 1,500 people are watching me, and that I reached 50,000 in an hour.
Not to mention the money was alright.
Yeah, that too. I was like, oh, people are gifting me, these coins and stuff. I'm
Super
like,
generous. Super generous.
um, so it was an incredible time, and I'm definitely encouraged to get back to it, man. Because I felt the difference, man. I would feel amazing, you know, doing the show, the Grotto Joe, I would call it.
Yes.
And my brother, some of the messages I would get, and maybe you've received this too, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, I
Some of those people are the closest people in my life today that I've never met.
wow,
I'll be honest with you.
wow.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've never spoke about that. But
Oh, please.
there are a few people in my life today who have my phone number because they sent me those messages. There's people who took a leap of faith to send me artwork who I keep very close to me. Um
Love that.
I reward that behavior. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's family. I have the DJ DNA family. But I think it's important that you connect with those people, you know?
It's it is important, my man. Dude, I had someone tell me that they were going to end their life, and they came across my live, and they thought twice about it. I mean, I always get chills, sharing that story, and I'm like, man, that's the kind of impact I can have.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I had a person hit me who was disabled. And they're in a wheelchair, they don't get out much, but they found TikTok. I was the first live that they saw, and they just bonded with it. I have another person, I do the wake and bake mix in the morning.
Yes, sir.
So there's literally somebody who typed in wake and bake and found me, and I fuck with her. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
that's my girl. You know what I mean?
yeah.
She's make her a mod. You know what I mean? These people are definitely mods in my life. It's the people who actually care and they're there. They're sitting there the whole 2 hours I'm live.
I that blows my mind, man. That people would be so generous with their time. Um, and I say that at the end of my lives, man. I'm always sharing that the most precious asset we have is time, and for you to share your time with me here in the dojo, man, it means so much to me. And I always say, if no one told you today I love you, back to your point, man, like it's important to say that to the other people that are watching you, listening, because maybe they don't hear it.
Exactly. I
Maybe
say
they
it every
need it in
day.
the moment, man.
Exactly. Exactly. No, I love it. I love what I do.
Yeah.
In the very beginning of TikTok and me going live, I used to always say, listen, man, I honestly I do it a lot for me too. Because I'll be in here listening to music. I listen to music all day, every day. And I'd be in here listening to music. You see me, I'm like, I'm feeling it. I'm turning my mic off and I'm thinking I can sing. My mic has been on a couple times and
Oh, man,
it's
I wish I
not
could sing
good.
too. Oh, I cannot sing, but I
But
like that. Yeah.
I'd be in here just doing that if the camera wasn't on. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So being able to bring you into my world
Mhm.
is, you know, it's dope. I need the music.
Music. I think that's why I chose the DJ aspect for this. You know, as I blaze a new path for myself. You know, where no one's doing anything like what I'm doing, and you know, I share that simply because that's the feedback that I get. Um, and um, I believe that music opens people's hearts and they become free. There's so much going on with music, right? Like music is emotion. Music is made from emotion. People feel some type of way and they put it out so others can hear it,
For thousands
feel
of years.
forever. Hear it, feel it, relate to it. And so I thought, man, if I can captivate people with the music and they're free in that moment, maybe I can speak to their heart. And that's where the whole like knowledge drop thing came into play.
I
Because
love it.
I downloaded this app called Motivation. And brother, I would get 10 random quotes throughout my day. And they would hit hard. They would come in right at the right time. I was like, man, this is a good idea. Let me let me go ahead and incorporate this to the live because these quotes would impact me. And I'm like, I bet I would say something that would just hit somebody in the right moment. And you know, when people start typing in, I'm like, man, I needed that. I needed to hear that right now, right today. And I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mission completed.
If I if I help one person every time I go live, mission complete.
For sure. For sure. I love the new person. I love
Yes.
that, that new person that just like, yo, where you been? I needed this.
Yeah, man. The new people. Now, brother, I you know, I get a lot of flack too. I mean, I get a lot of hate.
I'm sure you do, good brother. I'm sure. I
Especially with this.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, the hair, man. I'm now the hair is an interesting story. I actually started growing out my hair like this March of 2017. So 3 years. Sorry, 4 years before the concept of the Kung Fu DJ. And I'm gonna come back to my hair, but like the name Kung Fu DJ, I came up with that Instagram handle like 15 years ago
Fire.
with no intention to turn it into a character. I was like, all right, I need a name for myself. I am a DJ and I practice Kung Fu. I'm the Kung Fu DJ. Here we go.
Nobody
Um,
was using that.
no, no, no. And so I just transferred that over to TikTok, and I was like, yo, I can, because I had a vision for my hair back in March 2017 when I was decided to do this. By the way, I started growing this from bald, so you can only imagine.
I
You know, yeah. So just imagine, just
I'm gonna
start.
do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see how.
Excuse me. So yeah, starting to grow it out, and I got this patch in the back of my head, and people would be like, "Yo, man, who's your barber? You forget to tip your barber? You know, just all everything you could think
They
of,
gonna be
man."
like, you from Chicago? They be like, you related to Kanye?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And blows my mind, man. I would have people look me in the eyes and be like, "I don't like your hair. You should cut your hair."
The nerve.
Like the nerve. I could never go up to a random person and tell them I don't like their hair and tell them what to do with it too,
Mm-mm.
no matter how funky it is. But I had a vision, man. I was like, you know what? Uh, I've always wanted my hair to look like this. At that time, there were like 3 people that had passed away in my life that were close, and I was like, ooh, I'd like to think that life is long, but man, life is short.
Oh my goodness. You're not lying.
And so I was like, whatever, I'm gonna do it. So and this was the vision, man, to tie it back and get into this kind of monk look.
No, dead ass.
Just
You gotta put an arrowhead on the end of that motherfucker.
yeah. Straight up. But yeah, I felt like this is I call it my warrior look. We're all life warriors.
Blood sport.
Dude. Yeah. Jean-Claude.
Yeah, I like it. It's you. It makes you. You know what I mean? It brings the whole, like you said, you said a character. It
Mhm.
brings the characters together, right?
Yeah, but I think it's super fun for me that I didn't realize that. I told myself when my hair looks the way I want it to, when it gets there, when it gets long enough, I said I will have mastered something. That's what I told myself in this journey of growing out my hair. Little did I know that I was on a journey to master myself. And when what I just said to you hit me, I was like, yo, that's it. Oh,
It's like like Bruce Leroy.
yes. Oh, I mean, I get all that.
I'm
All the
sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
the Kill Bill, the Bruce Leroy, Bruce Lee,
I
you know.
definitely want to. I definitely want to stay with the martial arts because I wanted to share something with you. I don't know martial arts myself, but I met my dad on Ancestry DNA
I
six
saw that.
six
Yeah,
years ago,
okay.
and that's how I rebranded myself as DJ DNA, and my dad started training martial arts in the late 60s and he earned his black belt in 1975.
Wow.
Crazy, crazy. I got notes here because, once I knew I was going to have you on, I'm like,
Yeah.
let me get, like, I know the stuff, like, my dad has told me about this stuff, but, like, I want to know what the hell I'm talking about when I talk to you, right?
Yeah.
He studied with a couple famous people. One of the famous people he trained with was Ed Parker. Do you know who that is? He's not alive
Yeah,
anymore.
I've heard the name. I've heard the name.
Yeah, he learned. My dad earned his 5th degree black belt in Kempo karate with Ed
Tempo.
Parker. Ed Parker was Elvis Presley's instructor,
Okay.
and it was at one of Parker's tournament that Bruce Lee got famous. Yeah, just
Probably I heard the name. Wow. That's
yeah.
incredible, man.
I got some more. I got some more.
Hit me.
Remy Prisas. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He's not around anymore, but he's a founder of the Filipino stick fighting style.
Oh, cool.
My dad received his 6th degree in stick fighting under him, 6th degree black belt. And then he owned and operated Kempo Karate School for over 30 years here in my town.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was bad to the bone, man.
Yeah. And then, uh, I met him 6 years ago. I always like when I met him, we definitely talked about not dwelling on the past when we first met and thinking about the things that could have been or couldn't. So I don't. But when I hear about how successful he was in that aspect,
Mm.
I can't help but wonder what my life would have been like if I was the Kung Fu DJ.
Oh man. I mean, you straight up would have been, bro.
No. So, but how did you get into martial arts?
Good question. I actually went on a trip with my parents down to Florida to visit some family friends of theirs, and this gentleman by the name of Chico. He was sharing with me how he does judo, and he was showing me a couple of moves. And man, I've always had like a superhero persona. You know, like I love superheroes, probably because they out there helping people. You know, that's like that underlining thing for me. It's like it's funny. I can feel myself. I'm getting chills saying this because I mean it so much. It's like I live for helping people. I think we're truly on this earth to serve. You know, that's how we. It's I call it being uh, selfishly selfless,
Yes.
because when you're selfless, you help others, but when you help others, it makes you feel good. So that's the selfish
Selfless
thing.
part. Oh,
Yeah.
got you, got you.
So and for me, like everything is cyclical. You know, when it comes to things like that, and creating good karma. You know, you hear the word karma thrown out, and it's usually in a negative connotation, but I believe in good karma, man. You know, good deeds come back to you in ways you just never expect.
I believe that as well.
So linked up with Chico, and I got really inspired, and I come back home, and this is the part I think is so funny. I opened up the phone book, flipped to the martial arts section, and I'm like, ooh, this looks cool. 8 martial arts taught as one. I'm like, all right. So I go do a trial class
How old are
at
you at this time?
19.
19.
I'm 41 now.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, after that first class, I was like, okay, this ain't no cookie cutter. Hiya. This is like street style. Prepare yourself for
Right.
um luckily, I've never had to use it. I hope I never do. Um
You're disciplined.
yeah, man. My and coming up all this time, man, my instructor always says a good run is better than a bad stand any day, right? Like if you can get out of the situation and not fight, do that.
Like my dad is like that too. You know, super super nice guy, but you know not to mess with him.
Right.
You know, you just know, like
Don't mistake the kindness for a weakness.
for sure.
Yeah. Um
Now, did any of your friends do martial arts?
no, man. I feel like I'm the only one in my, immediate circle. And then of course, MMA got real big, and that's a thing. But I've always been a fan of the traditional martial arts. Um, because what I do consists of a really vigorous warm up, lots of kicks, lots of stretching, and then we would learn forms, man.
But
That
you're almost an adult too, going into it. So it's not like because I didn't know if you started as a kid or not. So I was gonna ask you like how was that in school and stuff like that. But you are an adult. You was
I'm an adult. I'm going to college down the street, so it was really convenient that the college I was going to at the time was right down the street from the school. And I went as often as I could, man. I made it halfway to black belt before going away to college. So in 2 years, I made it halfway to black belt because I was going, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a week.
fire.
And I go about 2 to 4 times a week still. Over the past year, I became an instructor at that school, so I teach on Wednesday nights, and that that is such an honor, man. To it kind of opened up the floodgates for me as far as really, really internalizing the movement. Because I don't know if you've ever taught DJing or anything like that, but when you start to have to teach somebody what you do, it makes you that much better at it.
It's like falling in love with it again.
And that's what happened to me with martial arts, becoming an instructor. It's like I fell in love with it again. I'm having that realization in this moment right now with you, which is awesome. So
That's
thank you
fire.
for that.
That's fire. So growing up in Chicago, man, uh, I'm from Connecticut. I'm sure it's nothing like Chicago. I'm from a little town here in Connecticut. But I will say that we talked a little bit earlier about people reaching out and connecting with our viewers, right? People who are watching us live. There's
Right.
two people in my life today that I love very much that I met on TikTok from
Yeah.
Chicago.
Oh,
So
word.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Riri,
Okay.
my girl Riri, and then my girl Ruby, aka
Okay.
Agua Nile. But so
That's
I have a snow globe that Ruby sent me of Wrigley Stadium,
okay.
Wrigley, and Riri sent me pizza from Giordano's.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I've had a little taste of Chicago.
I heard you on that post talking about that Connecticut got the best pizza. I don't know,
You
bro.
damn right. You gotta listen. There's so much that we gotta talk about, but I see you all over the place. So next time you close to over here,
Yeah,
you know, I see you at the DJ expos. I
bro.
I know there's one in Atlantic City.
You got to be there this
I
year.
am going to be there, brother. I am
I
going.
want,
I
I
am.
want to meet you,
No, I am.
and it's mind blowing. It's
I
incredible.
I am 100% going to DJ Expo, the next one in Atlantic City for sure.
Cool, man.
I've already made plans, and even my boy, I'm going with my guy Jake. He's like, yo, as soon as it opens up and I see it, I'm registering you. Don't worry about it because you can register as many people, whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I look forward to it, good brother, and I'm sure you've brushed elbows with people that I know. We just,
oh, yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
um, uh just real quick because I see I like your content. You got really dope content. I love the knowledge drops, super positive. We talked about that, but you
Yeah.
got some stuff. What's the Tweak Music Tip blend battle? What is that?
Well, thanks for asking about that, man. That so the guy that's running that, his name is DJ Kova. You know who that is?
No.
Oh man, Kova's super dope producer, DJ. And so I linked up with him. I went to NAM last year and I saw him and it wasn't the first time I saw him, but we chopped it up and I was like, yo, I feel like the one thing I need to do to take Kung Fu DJ to the next level is produce my own tracks, edits, remixes, mashups, all that. And he's like, I can help you. And so I've been working with him this past year, learning Ableton, bro. And it is I'm very excited about coming out with some music of my own. Right now I'm currently working on remixing the 90s.
That's fire, man. If
It-
anybody that's watching this, if you guys don't follow the Kung Fu DJ, you gotta follow him on TikTok, on Instagram. It's literally just the Kung Fu DJ. And what he's talking about doing right now, he's kind of doing it live. You're making the songs in the house and the EDM music that you play your
yeah,
own
yes,
on a drum pad with drumsticks.
yes.
So I am down. I will download. I will support when you get stuff that comes out. You can come back on here. We'll promote it.
Wow.
No, for sure.
I so appreciate that. So through him, he's like, yo, you should try to join this blend battle, and just see how you do. And man, I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much because he has judges. He's inviting friends, and some of them I know, some of them I don't, to judge the battle. And I'm getting this what I feel is super valuable feedback, man. Because like I only know what I know, and as far as DJing goes, the the skills that I've acquired as a DJ is only from what I've seen, in in the company that I work with. And since creating Kung Fu DJ and traveling all over the country and learning and meeting all these different DJs, man, it's just like, wow. I'm just in the blend battle alone, I'm like learning my board better. I'm getting this feedback like, yo, we want to hear you drum more. And I was like, oh snap, I didn't know.
No, for sure.
Right. Like I was thinking like, okay, here's a little something that I do. And let me just like sprinkle it in like scratching. I don't want to overdo it, but people are like, no, no, no. We want to see you drum.
It's different, bro, and it's dope. And by the way, I just want to say that I love the skin on your controller.
So where?
Like the chrome, it's chrome, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, it's fire. No, it's definitely
Hey,
fire.
bro, that for me, that's my weapon.
You got a dope setup, and I see it blurred out behind you. Now,
Yeah,
I got a question.
yeah,
Does it light up or is just lights shining up? Because it looks like it's actually blinking.
yeah. No, I got what's it called? I got two lights on the floor, man, just on auto, lighting it
Fire.
up.
Well, it looks dope, man. I love your content, man. Keep it up, man.
Thank
You said that like all over the country. Like,
you.
what are some things that took you around the country? I know the DJ Expo was one. Did you go to the one in Vegas?
I've been to the uh 20 was it 22 February 22. I went to MEX, the Mobile Entertainment Expo, and that was my first time, traveling as Kung Fu DJ. I got to perform on the stage uh, at the opening party, I believe, with 10 or 15 other DJs, and it was amazing, man. It was people were like, "Man, who are you? Where did you come from?" Blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Oh man, that was my first time performing." Like,
It's
you
dope.
know, yeah, just I basically, man, I'm just sharing all the things that I love. Everything you see me do, I've been doing for over 20 years. MCing, talking on this microphone, DJing, dancing, martial,
Drumming.
drum. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So all five of those things, man, I've been practicing and doing for 20 years. And I was like, let me just try to present it all in a fun, captivating way. And you know, I hope I put smiles on people's faces, man. Whether they like what I'm doing or maybe they're making fun of me, they still smiling, so I'm good with that.
I love it.
And and you know, I would do all these things for free. I do them for free, but I'm so thankful that
Don't be
I
reaching out trying to get a gig for free now, y'all.
no 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 no. But like I'm just saying they're my hobbies, so I
Yes.
enjoy them
We
regardless.
started off free.
Yeah,
Listen, we turned our hobbies into business.
bro. And I'm so thankful that I get compensated for my hobbies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love your content. I can sit there and watch every video. Um and I love I love when you're live, you'll be playing and you'll be drumming and you'll be like, I am doing this live. Just like, you know what I mean? This is not, but
Well,
uh
people be hating, man. They were like, "This is pre-recorded."
right.
They're like, "It's not real."
No, you
Blah blah
be
blah.
killing it. You are super
Like, when I touch the
experienced.
board, I'm like, "Yo, what?" You would say I'm not even DJing? Come on.
You are super experienced and it shows. Um you're traveling around the country. And
Yeah, yeah.
I love your content because I see you ran into people that I follow. You got
Okay,
pictures with Taylor Pierce,
dude.
the dancer, super
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
dancer, Gary V,
yeah, man. I've been
shouting
going to
you shouting
yeah,
you out, right?
love Gary, man. Fun story about Gary. I'm at VCon number 3, which just happened, and I like getting in people's way. Like if I see their path, I'm like, how can I say what's up? Let me get in the path. So I made my way, and I see he's coming in, and whenever he's out and about, man, it's just a crowd around him, just a crowd. And so I got in the way of his path in which he was going, and it was so bad to the ball. I'm like, "What's up, G?" And he stops, and his security was like trying to pull him along, like, "Come on, man, we got to go." And he turns to the security. He's like, "I'm in charge." And then he turns to me and he was like, "What's up, man? I'm really happy you're here." And like, just gave me that moment. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. And so I really appreciate that, and the relationship that we have. And he sees me, and he busts my he
Exactly, exactly.
busts my pose, and I'm like, man, I didn't know that the pose, because I traveling around, man. People want to take pictures, and I'm like, oh, for real? okay. And so I came up with this, like, what's the kung fu DJ? I'm like, let me just strike this pose.
Right, because
And it
everybody's put up peace signs or rock
everyone's
out.
doing this or
Right.
pointing at the camera, like that's the DJ move, right? Like this the DJ move. Stick the tongue out. All that. So like I'm like, let me do this. And people, when they take pictures with me, they do the pose too. And I'm like, this is incredible, man.
Where do they hold VCon at?
So it was, where was it first, man?
Because
It was in Minneapolis, and then Indiana, and this last one was in LA.
Is that the one where he gave you a birthday shout out?
The birthday shout out was the second one, which
Got
was
you.
in Indianapolis. And yeah, man, super cool to think that you can create something from your mind, and then it like opens all these doors. Dude, I've met some of the most famous people, my man.
You met Avion Crockett. You met Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. I go up to Nick Cannon and I'm like, and I love the way people look at me when I tell them, because first of all, they're looking at me and they're like, who is this guy? Right. And I love that. I'm like, what's up, Nick? I'm the Kung Fu DJ. And he's like, oh, all right. Two things I love. Cool.
Fire.
Forget about me. I want to be on Wild and Out.
Somebody, I mean, in the DJ world, he's well known. I don't know how many people know him, but I saw you with Qbert.
Oh, dude. Qbert's
fire.
Incredible.
Incredible DJ. Scratching is serious.
Like next level. And I've seen a couple of at these conventions that I go to, he does like a master class on scratching. So I get to hear his mind about how he approaches scratching. And homeboy still practices.
Gotcha.
That's what keeps.
He's on 1 million hours.
Easy.
So what's fire is my sister moved to Vegas, and I want to get out there at some point. But I will be standing next to my star too, good brother. I see you got the star on the Walk of Fame, good brother.
Hey, people were tripping, man. They think that's real. It's not real. But for me, stuff like that, taking pictures like that.
No, for sure.
It makes it real.
No, for sure. I'll be 100% honest with you. When I seen you post the star on the Walk of Fame, I'm like, hold on, wait, who is this? Like, who is this dude for real? For real. So it's actually a good thing to do, I think. And I'm gonna do the same thing when I get to Vegas, just so you know.
Yeah, man. There's people on the street that they make your star real quick, and they're like offer to take a picture, and you can download it right away. I was like, let's do this. This is the future.
Right.
I'm literally just looking into the future. I'm creating the future, and that's what we do.
Speaking into existence. You're taking speaking into existence to a different level, because you're doing into existence. You gotta do it into existence. That shit's crazy. I've never said that before, but
there's one thing to have knowledge, but knowledge without action is just knowledge.
Right.
So that's what you're talking about. You're talking about taking action.
Yes.
People are reluctant to take action, man. And
it's scary sometimes.
It's because of fear.
I have a saying, and like, I want to have my own saying. My saying is, the best part of you is on the other side of fear.
Ooh, yeah.
So if you can get over something that you're afraid it will change your freaking life.
Yes.
I didn't have it's true, because I held my hand like Obama when I said that.
Yeah, that's good. It reminds me of another quote that what was it, man? It's something like whatever you're looking for. Man, it's so good. I'm salty that I can't remember.
It's all right. If we don't get to it, make sure you just send that shit to me in a message,
because
I'm sure I could use it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep you too much longer. But I have a segment that I do called One Gotta Go.
Okay.
where I give you two options and you got to tell me which one's got to go. But before we get that,
Okay.
how you feel about Caleb Williams?
Oh man.
Is he
Dude,
is he the number one draft pick for a reason?
bro, he's super talented, man. You know, he needs protection, right?
Yeah.
And better coaching.
I think I like Caleb as well. I'm a Steelers fan, so we got Justin Fields.
Yeah.
But I like Caleb. I just wanted to bring that up because you're from Chicago, and I don't know if you know this or not, but there's like a series on HBO Max called Hard Knock,
Okay.
and it's about the Bears. It's
Oh,
on
really?
HBO Max, so you got to check that out.
Okay,
It's
all
called
right.
Hard Knocks, and they talk about drafting him. It's this last season.
Okay.
The last season. So, and they're all mic'd up and stuff. You see inside training camp and all that stuff. It's pretty good. You should check it out.
That's what's up.
So one gotta go. Like I said, I'll give you two options. You gotta tell me which one's gotta go.
Hit me with it.
Jackie Chan or Jet Li?
Oh man. That's
Is wrong.
wrong. Jet Li is super bad to the bone. But
But drunken master?
He might have to go. I'm choosing Jet Li gotta go. I'm rolling with Jackie Chan.
Fire. The Last Dragon or the Karate Kid?
Karate Kid gotta go.
All right. Bloodsport or Best of the Best?
Ooh. I don't know Best of the Best.
Oh, are you really? Okay. All right. You got to check that one out.
Listen up. So I'm going to roll out. I'm going to say Best of the Best got to go only because I don't know it.
So I'm not gonna dive too much into it, but Julia Roberts' brother is in that one.
Okay.
I forgot his Roberts. I forgot his name. Anyway. All right.
That's all right.
I thought you might have known that. And it's gonna be the last one.
All right.
Martial arts or drumming?
Man, if I were to toss one of them got to go. Dang, that's hard for me, bro. You really messing me up with that. Like I love to drum so much because I love to dance. Like I picked up drumming because I love to dance, brother. Right? So I'm like, oh, I got to learn how to create what I like to dance to. That's why I want to pick up the beat. But to me, there's more longevity health-wise in martial arts. So let go of the drumming. Yeah, I say that with tears, man.
That's a good one. That's a good one, man. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me. And it's the first, not the last.
No, not the last.
You know what I mean? Like you said, I'm
both of us, my brother.
Exactly.
Rap again about it.
For sure. And like I said, anytime you got anything going on, man, reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out to me and be like, hey, man, this is what I got going on. And I'm like, let's get another one in. Let's talk about it. Cause we're about picking people up, right?
Dude, yes. I got something real big coming down the pipe in the next month. So
yes, I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, I won't share about it yet. But if excuse me, when it goes through, it'll be big.
Awesome. I can't wait. Tell people where they can find you. I know we talked about it, but where can people find you?
No, thank you so much, man. You can find me everywhere, but mainly TikTok, Instagram at the Kung Fu DJ. Check out my website too for fun, man. thekungfudj.com. It's got a whole bunch of stuff on me, how to reach out to me, how to book me, and man, just super thankful for the opportunity to share with you and rap with you, brother. And I wish you nothing but continued success.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, that's my time here. I'm DJ DNA, and this was the DJ DNA podcast. Until next time, peace.